God, people of God, you know what I want to say right quick? People who are in leadership, there are people who are in leadership positions, but they don't have leadership skills and qualities. They cause more chaos. They cause confusion in the workplace. They cause strife. They cause hostile work environments. I was talking with my brother and some of his colleagues just a minute ago about how some of the people who are above his management, above him in corporate, they've passed down. They normally, their job is they go into an office, they sit in front of a computer, they look at numbers, they look at different reports, and they pass down instructions and rules for his workplace, where they are actually putting in the labor, putting their hands to the plow, doing the physical work, and they're giving them certain time frames and different things like that that really don't make sense. And so we were discussing that. And a lot of times, even now, a lot of businesses are still going out. A lot of big corporations, some of them are closing some of their doors because they're losing employees, people who are very skilled, and they don't feel that they get the respect and the honor they need on some of these jobs. They go and they provide them, they start starting their own businesses, and they use their own skills for their own services, and they find themselves progressing and benefit even more. But anytime that I think that no one should be elevated to a place of a supervisor without first having some training. I remember this took me back to a time where I remember when I was on my job, and this supervisor that I once had, she would. This is when I was working on the police force several years ago. There was this one supervisor I had. She was a young supervisor. She had just got promoted. She had never been to any supervisory training. Any training having the principles of supervision, and she resented me. She showed a lot of how could I say it, partiality when dealing with me. She didn't even know me from Adam. I didn't even know her. I was just showing up to work to try to do my job, and she was very disrespectful. She would be hostile with me. There would be some things that she really didn't know, and rather than just humble herself, because I'm the type of person like this. I don't care if you're above me or you're beneath me. If I know something and I can help you, I'm going to share it. If there's something that I don't know, then and we need to know, then we're going to learn together. And I have no, there's nothing in me that is just too how can I say it? I'm not too big, or I think too highly of myself to where I can say I don't know something. If I don't know something, I need to ask questions. I'm going to ask questions. That's how you learn. That's how I have learned a lot of the skills that I have learned to this day. And so she would just be so rude. But after some time, after me, so there were some things that transpired where I actually needed to take action, because she was doing things that were really um, um, just she was not a good ambassador for that workplace. And so I had to I had to file some reports and really stand my ground against her. And she did something that was really try to force me to do something that was really illegal and did not want to back it up. And so there was a time where I even had to have the judge issue a subpoena against her, because you, I really wasn't going to allow her to just tell me to do these things when I know it wasn't right, and I wasn't going to violate anybody else's rights. And so sometimes when you're the person who stands up and speaks up, you take a lot of heat. And like I was telling my brother, I said sometimes when you're the middle guy and you actually have the skills and you're actually there doing the work, sometimes you have to stand up to the people above you, and you let them know, okay, I understand all that, this is how we're going to run it. Or either just take what they say with a grain of salt, and as you're the one overseeing certain operations, you're there, you're doing the work, you have to be that leader to take a stance and say, this is what needs to be done to get done. And you just do it because you're doing a great job and you're executing it. And the people at the top, sometimes they just don't get it. But when people feel like they're not treated well, they will take their services and their skills elsewhere. And this is how you will see, oftentimes you will see, there will be a revolving door. You'll see people come and you'll see people leave. It'll be hard for them to keep good people, because the management, people don't quit jobs. They quit supervisors. They quit leadership. They quit unfair treatment. They quit hostile work environments, you know and so, people of God, I just want to say this. Anytime you start a business or you're doing anything, if you're going to supervise somebody, if you're overseeing somebody, learn the skills, learn how to do the job that you're overseeing. I shared on here a couple of months ago last year when I went to a place to get a tire, get me a tire, put on a new tire. There were people at that job who did not show up, and there were two supervisors there, and neither one of those supervisors knew how to work the machine to put on a brand new tire on my rim. And they called over to their next door store. Nobody showed up at that store. So just think about it. That takes the power away from these big companies. You have people in leadership positions. You have people supervising other people to do a job that they don't even know how to do. Make it make sense. This is what caused confusion. And hey, how you doing? I'm well by the grace of God. Amen. This is what caused confusion and chaos in the workplace. Simply because you got people overseeing folk doing a job that they don't even know how to do. You got folks sitting back behind a computer, lazy, you know, and just telling other people what to do. People who actually put their hands to the plow, who actually do physical labor and get things done. And you're looking at numbers, you're looking at someone on the computer, and you're telling them, oh, do this differently. Bring your tail down here and do it with me so you can see how this business runs, a business that you don't know how to run. Because if these people quit on you, you're going to be just like some of them folk at that business where I was last to get my tire service. You're going to be sitting in the office looking embarrassed. Those people were embarrassed. They were ashamed. You're going to be sitting in the office twiddling your thumb saying, nobody ain't calling. You know, they need to come. You can't say you're going to fire nobody. Your whole staff didn't even show up. That's embarrassing. People who have leadership titles but no leadership skills, they cause more problems than good. That's just my little 2 cents. Have a blessed day.